Today, we're diving into a really provocative idea from Bill Perkins' book, Die with Zero. And let me tell you, this is a concept that might just flip the way you think about your money, your time, and, well, your entire life. See, this book isn't really about making your money grow, it's about making your life grow. It really makes you stop and ask some pretty tough questions about how we're balancing work, money, and actually living. So let's just jump right into the first big question it throws at us. And there it is, right out of the gate. Are you working your whole life, grinding it out for money that you'll never even get around to spending? It's a heavy question, right? It makes you wonder, are we all just delaying joy for way too long, saving for a future where we might be too old or just unable to really enjoy it? To really explore this dilemma, Perkins takes a story that, we all heard as kids, the ant and the grasshopper, and he completely flips the script on what we were taught. So we were all taught to be the ant, weren't we? Work hard, save every little bit for that winter down the road, and definitely put off having fun. The grasshopper, he's always the bad guy, the cautionary tale of what happens when you just mess around and end up with nothing. But here's where the book just turns everything upside down. It asks this one simple question. But when does the ant ever get to play? I mean, really think about that. We spend all our time worrying about the grasshopper's fate. But what about the ant? The one who just works his entire life away, saving for a future that might not even come, or one where he's too tired to enjoy it anyway. You gotta ask, which one is the real tragedy here? Answering that question, well, it requires a huge mindset shift. It forces us to start seeing money not just as dollars and cents, but as something way, way more valuable. Perkins calls this idea life energy, and it's simple, really. Every single dollar in your bank account represents a chunk of your life, your finite life, that you traded to get it. And here's the real kicker. You can always go out and make more money, right? But you can never get back your time. Once it's gone, it's gone. And just like that, the entire goal of the game changes. It's not about dying with the biggest pile of cash. It's about dying with the most fulfillment. It's about actively taking that life energy you've stored up as money and turning it into the best, most incredible life experiences you possibly can. Okay, so if experiences are the real currency of life, how do we actually value them? This brings us to what I think is probably the most powerful and, honestly, brilliant idea in the entire book. Perkins says we have to stop looking at experiences as expenses, money that's just gone. No, they're investments. And just like any good financial investment, their value actually grows over time. He calls this return the memory dividend. Just think about your favorite vacation or that concert that just blew your mind. The fun you had in the moment, that was just the beginning. The real payoff is the joy you get every single time you remember it, every time you tell that story to a friend or just smile looking at an old photo. This visualization just shows it perfectly. Look at that first year. You get that initial burst of enjoyment from the experience. That's the white bar. But then look what happens. In year 2, year 3, and for all the years after, you keep getting paid back in joy through your memories. Those are the gray bars. You can literally see how the total value of your life just keeps compounding year after year. And that's exactly why starting early is so critical. An amazing trip you take in your 20s has decades to pay you those memory dividends. But that same trip in your 70s, it just has far less time. By starting early, you give your memories more time to compound and pay you back with a whole lifetime of joy. This whole memory dividend idea is a total game changer for how you think about spending, isn't it? If you're finding these kinds of insights valuable, do us a quick favor. Go ahead and hit that like button, maybe share this with someone who really needs to hear it, and of course, subscribe to our channel, Wealth Notes, for more explainers just like this one. So all of these ideas, life energy, memory dividends, they all build up to the book's ultimate and, most controversial conclusion. It's the one that gives the book its name, Die with Zero. Perkins puts it bluntly. Any money you have left over when you die is basically a sign of wasted life energy. It represents all the experiences you could have had but didn't. It's all the hours you worked that you didn't need to, time you can never, ever get back. Now, let's be super clear here. This is not about being reckless. It's not about bouncing your last check or ignoring your responsibilities to your family or to charities you care about. Not at all. It is about being intentional. It's about having an actual plan to use your resources to live your life to the fullest instead of just accumulating money on autopilot. At the end of the day, it's all about making a conscious shift in your thinking, moving away from just mindlessly accumulating money for some vague point in the future and toward mindfully decumulating, thoughtfully and purposely spending it to enrich your life, starting right now. So the book leaves us with one last, really powerful question to think about. And answering this one honestly for yourself, that's the first real step toward living a richer life, not just dying a rich person. So, what experiences truly matter to you? And what on earth are you waiting for? And that's our look at the core ideas from Die with Zero. I really hope it gave you something new to think about. Thanks so much for watching.